Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab. If you're new to my channel, I'm Yori, welcome. Today I have another installment of my 2 looks 1 palette where I feature the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette for day as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette for play. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for makeup and beauty related content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. If you do enjoy my 2 looks 1 palette series, please do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I do upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. So let's go ahead and get started with Prism for day and Prism for play. Today I want to do my day look, and I do want to use a little bit of color. I think I want to use the shade Osiris as a pop of color on the lower lash line. There's no reason why you can't use a pop of color during the daytime as well, and so I definitely want to do that. So I'm going to keep it very simple on the lid. I'm going to go in with the shade Unity first, and I'm using my Morphe M501, and I'm just going to use that as a first transition. Now Unity is very close to my skin tone, so you shouldn't expect to see much, but it's going to help all the other colors blend a lot nicer. Next, I'm going to go in with the Zoeva 221 brush and the shade Eden. And as you can see, this one starts to define the crease a little bit more. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Parallel and a Sigma E25 brush, and I'm going to put that on the outer third of my eye, and then I will slightly blend it into the crease. Now with the first Zoeva brush, I'm just going to blend out the edges of where I put down the Parallel shade. I'm just diffusing the color and blending the two together. Next, I'm going to take the MAC 239 and the shade Pyramid. I'm going to pat this all over my lid. Now I applied that shade completely dry. If you want more of a color payoff or a more metallic look, you can definitely do it with a damp brush, but because I want to keep it more daytime, I'm going to leave it like that. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the Parallel shade and the Sigma brush, and I'm just going to blend the outer edge. Alright, now I'm going to take a Zoeva 317 and the shade Obsidian, and I'm just going to outline my lash line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do my lower lash line. I'm going to apply the shade Obsidian, and I'm going to use a MAC 219 pencil brush. If I need to, I may apply the shade Wet, but I'm going to try it dry first. I don't like how the shade is applying with that brush. I'm going to try a Morphe G28 instead. Alright, and I'm just going to blend that out a little bit with the original pencil brush. These pops of colors usually work best when using a corresponding eyeliner. So I'm using this MAC Pearl Glide Intense Eyeliner, and it's in the shade Petrol Blue. Eyeliner definitely helps it. It's still a dark blue, so it looks a little bit more smoky than a pop of color. For my inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the shade Lucid, and I'm going to apply it with a wet MAC 228 brush. I'm also going to very lightly use that shade and brush for my brow bone highlight. And I'm just going to finish off the look with a little bit of Benefit Roller Lash Mascara after priming my eyelashes. I'm going to keep my lips very neutral, so I'm lining my lips with the Marc Jacobs lip liner in the shade Nudist. I'm going to use the new Pat McGrath. This is the Luxe Trance lipstick in the shade 400, and it is La Beija. La Beija. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I'll leave it in the description box. Okay, so for my play look, I want the shade Throne absolutely all over my lid, and I'm going to work with the shades Lure and Eden in my transition, and I'm going to deepen with Obsidian. If you're not new to my channel, you've probably seen this tape before. I remembered to put it on the back of my hand this time. I've already primed my eyelids using my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I set that with translucent powder. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the shade Lure, and I'm going to make that my first transition. I'm going to go in with the shade Unity, and I'm using a Morphe M501, and I'm just sort of reverse transition this to diffuse the edges just a little bit because the shade was actually quite pigmented. I'm going to take a MAC 217 brush and the shade Eden, and I'm going to deepen up and warm up the crease a little bit as well. As you can tell, I haven't done my complexion first. I tried filming this look already, but my eyes started watering and it ruined my complexion. Now I'm taking a Sigma E25 and I'm using the shade Obsidian in the outer corner, and I'm just going to pat that into place. I think Nakia Joy did a video about how to stop your eyes from watering. I think I remember seeing that on her channel. I need to watch that video again and review because my eyes watering, it's just so frustrating. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit of fallout with this shade. All the more reason to, number one, use the tape method and to do your eyes first. I'm always a little bit more careless if I'm doing my eyes first anyway, because I know I can just wipe away any fallout that I might get. Alright, well, I am an absolute rookie. I forgot to press record on my camera as I cut the crease on my right eye, so luckily I had not started on my left eye, and so I can still show you how I did that. So to cut the crease, I use a concealer that I don't much care for. This is the Milani Retouch and Erase, which I think the concealer is fine. I think the shade is what's wrong with it, and I'm using an e.l.f. concealer brush. This is 99 cents, and I use it all the time for all sorts of things. Really like this brush. So essentially, to cut the crease, I go a little bit above where my eye naturally folds, and then I pull the concealer downward. You can also use the blinking method that I've used in other looks, where you sort of paint it on and then you blink a couple of times so that it transfers the concealer to your natural fold, and then you can go a little bit above that. I keep my eyes sort of downcast for this because I want the concealer to get in between all those little folds I have so that the eyeshadow will stick. Alright, I try to make it as similar to the other eye as I possibly can, which is actually really difficult because my eyes fold differently. Alright, so I'm going to keep my eyes downcast. I'm going to use a MAC 239 brush. I'm going to go into the shade Throne, and I'm using it perfectly dry. I applied it dry on the other side and it worked really well, so you can see that the pigmentation is actually really nice. Again, because I haven't done my complexion yet, I'm not really being too careful at the bottom. I'm sort of leaving the top part bare because I will go in with a smaller brush to get that area. I am making sure to apply some of the Throne shade over the Obsidian so that it sort of creates a natural gradient. Now I'm going to switch to a much smaller brush. This is a MAC 231, which I believe might be a lip brush, but it's actually really useful for this purpose. It picks up the shade really well, and it allows me to get right up to the concealer line, but not past it. You can see when I look down, it shows some bare spots where my eye naturally folds. So if I keep my eyes downcast like that, I can see where they are and fill them in. Alright, there we go. It's about even. I'm just going in with a little bit more of the Obsidian shade on my Sigma E25 and just darkening out that outer V. For my highlight, I'm taking the shade Lucid. This shade works a little bit better for me when it's wet, and I'm using a MAC 228, which is another teeny tiny little brush. I love these little brushes. They are so good for detail work. And I'm just highlighting right underneath the brow bone. You can see it's picking up like a whitish gold shift there. And with the brush on which I have the shade Lure, which is a Zoeva 221, I'm just blending out the edges. I didn't put any additional product on there. Alright, and that's what it looks like so far. I love that color. For my inner corner highlights, I'm going to clean off that MAC 228 brush really well, and I'm going to take the shade Sphere and I'm going to use that in my inner corner. Why not use the neon shade, right? Alright, I do want wing liner with this look. I'm going to take my Stila Stay All Day waterproof liquid eyeliner. I'm just going to use this up top. And let's take this off, see what we're working with. For my gel liner, I'm going to use the e.l.f. concealer brush. I'm telling you guys, I use these little brushes for everything. I'm using my Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner, and I'm just gonna follow the shape of my eyeshadow to create a wing. I'm starting out with a small wing, but if it gets uneven, then it's gonna become a big wing. But the goal is a small wing. So far it's pretty small on that side, so we'll see if I can replicate it. This one got a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to take just a little bit of concealer and erase. When I go in with my regular foundation and concealer, it'll be like that never even happened. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my face and I'll be right back. There's a little bit of dark shadow in the outer corners, so I'm just gonna run with it and place a little bit of the obsidian shade just in the outer corners where it's connecting to the wing. I also really like what's going on with the Sphere shade on the lower lash line, so I think I'm going to extend it a little bit as well as re-intensify the inner corner just a tad. I'm using the MAC 228 brush for this, so I'm just extending the green just a little bit outward for the neon shade and touching up the inner corner. I want to play up that neon color, which looks like neon green rather than neon yellow, probably because of the way I combined them. So I'm going to use this eyeliner from NARS. This is a larger than life longwear eyeliner, and it's in the shade Barrow Street. It actually brightens up the eyes quite a bit. Nothing new with regards to my mascara. I'm using the Benefit Roller Lash and the MAC Extended Play mascara on my bottom lashes. I want to use a pair of falsies. I'm using these Ardell Demi Wispies. And lastly, for my lipstick, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Lips in the shade Too Bad I'm Bad. I tried this in a first impression video and I still absolutely love the color, hate the applicator, and the formula kind of grew on me a little bit if you don't expect it to be like a traditional liquid lipstick. But I love the color so much and I think it'll really go with this look. That's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing both sides of the Prism palette. Let me know if you choose to recreate the look or if you have any other recommendations for other palettes to be featured in this series. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to give me a big thumbs up if you did enjoy the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day and I will see you again very, very soon on my next one. Bye-bye.